Hey, Anthony, we found out today that that JOK has the high ankle sprain and that he's going to be out for a significant amount of time, multiple weeks. So just wondering from you, since I know you kind of have taken him under your wing, how is he playing? How is he coming along? What are you missing without him? And, what do you think the outlook is like for him?
Yeah, obviously, hate to see that for him. Obviously, starting to come into his own. Definitely flying around making plays all over the field. So, but I know he's a true professional. So he'll take this time and stay in his playbook and get all the recovery and rest that he needs. So, that when he does get back, he'll be 100%. So I have no worries about that. Obviously, you miss him on the field. Just his presence, obviously, the plays that he make and everything like that. But we got to have guys step up.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary Kay. Next is Tom Withers.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Anthony. I know you've dealt with injuries before. From a team standpoint, have you ever seen anything like this?
Every year in the NFL is a different year. When it comes to injuries, when it comes to just how things work out. So. I can't really say, if I've seen this before, but I do know that, you got to have that next man up mentality. Sometimes you dealt that hand, but you can't just fold. You have to go and play the hand that you dealt. And, we're going to have guys step up and make plays. And I think we have a lot of guys in our locker room that understand that are ready for the opportunity. So, we'll be ready to go.
And I know you guys lean on what the doctors tell you, but I also know a lot of you guys play through stuff that a lot of people probably shouldn't be playing through. Do guys have that conversation, Anthony, like between each other? Are you right? Can you help us? Do you need to sit? Do those kind of conversations go on amongst teammates?
Yeah, that's not something that I don't think I've ever heard that. Injuries are discussed between doctors and coaches, so we'll leave that to them. But when the guy's ready to go, we want them on the field, and if he's not ready, then we have other guys that are ready to step up.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Tom. Matt Fontana will go to you.
Yeah, Anthony, I know it's more the secondary than linebackers, but a few more miscommunications yesterday. And I know you guys have added walkthroughs. What can you do on a short week to try to really shore up some of the miscommunication issues on defense?
It starts with, like, you can say it's the secondary, but it starts with, the linebackers, and it starts with me in the middle. I have to, make sure the guys know what we're doing. We got to go and execute everyone. That's just the role that you take on as being the Mike linebacker. So, I don't put it on nobody but myself at this point. And it's disappointing. So I have to be better. And then yesterday, I was didn't get a chance to talk to you with that drive with 4 defensive penalties. The DPIs can be like somewhat questionable. As one of the leaders on that defense, is it your job to be in the game telling guys, like, we need to move forward? And did you sense a level of frustration with anybody after those calls? Yeah, anytime you get a couple, questionable calls, whether they're questionable or not, you get a little antsy. Guys want to get off the field. Obviously we have to play better, play smarter, at the top of the routes and everything like that. But at the end of the day, it's the NFL. Some calls aren't going to go your way. Just more so, like you said, we got to flush it and move on. And then when you're playing against a good team with good receivers, we can't give them anything, and I think the penalties, whether they were right or wrong, we can't have them. And like you said, but when they do happen, we got to flush it and move on. And, we got to be able to get off the field, and hold them to a field goal once they get in the red zone. So, we have to be better with that. Thanks, Anthony.
Thank you, Matt. Nate Ulrich has our next question.
Hey, Anthony, obviously, the last 2 opponents have scored a lot. And I just asked JJ3 his take on what can you guys do to get back to those couple of defensive performances that you guys put together, Chicago, Minnesota. I know obviously every offense and opponent's different, but what can you guys do to get closer to that kind of defense?
Execution. That's the name of the game. Execution, everybody doing their job. Like I said, it starts with me getting the call, getting everybody lined up, and make sure everybody know what we're doing and how we're supposed to do it, and we go out there and execute. I think if we do that, we'll get back to playing, Cleveland Browns defense the way we know how to do it.
Do you think that, the old saying, styles make fights? I mean, is that kind of what the last 2 games can be attributed to? Were they just tough matchups for the way you guys are built? Or is a lot more than that?
No, honestly, like I said, we play 2 great teams. Obviously, they get paid to, make plays. It's not like, we're not going to say that they're not good players. They're great players. It's the NFL. You're playing against the best every week. So at the end of the day, we can't give teams, we can't have communication errors. We can't have blown assignments and expect to win. That's just not going to happen. So when you're playing against great teams, you have to, make them earn everything. And I feel like when we do that, we have times where we play good defense in those games. And then when we don't do that, we're giving up big plays. So at the end of the day, we got to make it, where they earn everything. And if a team beats you like that, that's that, I respect that. But if we're beating ourselves, that's when it hurts.
Thank you, Nate. Jeff Shadell will have our next question.
Anthony, along that line, especially early in the first half, Arizona was perfect on 3rd down, and they made some long conversions. So was there a common problem there?
It all goes back to execution, being on the same page, everybody communicating and executing, our jobs. I think at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. Are they going to have some, better plays than we have called? Sure. It happens from time to time, but, execution has to be at the top of our priority right now. And it has to be, kind of close to perfection as we keep going forward, as the games get, you get into November, December, January, when the games just start to, mean a little more. We have to start picking it up. And like I said, I said this 2 weeks ago, we were playing great defense, but I knew we're still not where we want to be. And that's fine. We have to keep getting better each week. We don't want to take steps back. That's the main thing. So, I think that's our mentality going forward. We have to keep taking steps forward. And at the end of the day, we'll get to where we need to be.
Thanks, Jeff. Scott Petrick, we'll go to you.
Anthony, at 3-3 with 2 losses in a row, does this feel like a huge point in the season for you? And how do you handle that on a short week?
I probably, say this every week, but this is a big game because it's the next game. At the end of the day, 3-3 football team. That's what we are. That's what we are. What you are. What your record is. So, we're hungry for a win. Both teams 3-3 coming off a loss. We have to find a way to get a win this week. I'm actually more happy that it is a short week, so we can move past this game here and just lock in on Denver Broncos and worry about getting a win this week on Thursday.
Baker said nobody's panicking. Do you feel the same way, that the mindset's the right one?
Yeah, nobody's flinching right now. We understand what we have in our locker room, the men that we have in our locker room, the leadership from Coach Stefanski. We understand that nobody's going to flinch in our locker room.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. We're going to take 2 more. Doug Maurice, Mary Kay Cabot. Doug?
Anthony, to get a little specific, for instance, the touchdown to DeAndre Hopkins where he was uncovered in the back of the end zone. When you guys look at a play like that, is that more, hey, we really got to dig in and figure out everything that went wrong there? Or is it a pretty simple fix that hey, it was just, this is what happened and we know how to fix it for next time?
Yeah, we know what happened and we got to fix it for next time, if that's the perfect way to say it. So just got to execute.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doug. Final one, Mary Kay Cabot.
Yes, Anthony, I'm getting all kinds of, emails and things in my mentions with people just hammering Joe Woods right now and really coming down hard on him. So my question to you is, is that undue heat for Joe Woods, or, does the scheme need to be tweaked a little bit? And during this little mini bye that you guys have, is that enough time to kind of dive into the film and sort of figure out if there are some things that need to change?
Well, I'm a coach's son, so I view the game a little differently, probably. I was always raised and taught that you play whatever the coach call, and if you execute the call and do exactly, what we're supposed to do and exactly what your job is, if they beat you on the play, then that's that's fine. We'll correct that. But when we're beating ourselves, we're not executing the call. That's a different story. So, Coach Joe, I mean, obviously every coach feels like they can make a call or a different call at this point and that point. At the end of the day, we get the call, we got to execute the call. I think he trusts us and what we have on the field, and we trust in him and what he's going to call. We just have to execute at the end of the day.